Ever since I started watching YouTube videos, I wanted to make YouTube videos. I just wanted to make things, and anyone can make things on YouTube. That's why it's such an incredible place to be, despite all the dickheads. I was an insecure little chubby boy who just wanted to make stuff. So I made stuff and no one cared, but that was okay because I liked my stuff. That's all that mattered. One day I made a video just like I'd done hundreds of times before, no expectations whatsoever. That video ended up getting 1.5 million views. So I thought to myself, wow, people like this. Okay, what if I made a whole series of these videos? No, even better, what if I made an entire channel dedicated to this kind of video? And that channel now has 275,000 subscribers and over 24 million views, I think, something like that. Not bad for an insecure little chub. So I basically went from making whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, to putting myself in a little box. But the upside to that was I went from having no success at all to some success. You know, to me it was a lot of success. But after a while, you know, making the same kind of video over and over and over and over again became boring. And I was sort of caught in a cycle of my own making. I was caught in a cycle of my own making. A cycle of my own making. It was definitely a cycle of my own making. And you know what? It was actually in the end. The passion was gone. And I was in film school, you know? I didn't want to talk about stories anymore. I wanted to actually make them. So that's what I did. I turned my back on this channel and I made some stories. And then film school ended, so I ended up meeting the real world. It asked me how I was going to pay the existential council tax that I owed, and that was a problem. So I asked the world, do you accept exposure and IMDb credits? It looked at me, and then spat in my face and tried to gouge my eyes out. Luckily, though, my eyebrows acted as a natural shield, so I was spared. Last week, I was washing a dish, and killing millions of microorganisms in the process who were on that dish. And, you know, I do this now to pay the existential council tax. And the topic of YouTube came up amongst my colleagues around me, and, you know, something I happen to have a bit of experience in, so I mentioned my experience, and the fellow behind me turned towards me and said, "You have 275,000 subscribers, and you're here washing dishes." And this was quite upsetting. I had no answer for the man, no answer for this kind sir. I mean, I did, got a bit defensive, had a few answers, but they were bullshit. So I put myself in a box, creatively speaking. I really did. I sort of defined it as this thing, and this is the thing. There are no other things. So I just did that thing until I burnt out. And, you know, it got to the point where the only way forward I could see was just leaving the box altogether. And I really liked that box, you know? It was really hard to leave that box. I really, you know, I was proud of it. I am proud of it. And I loved the people who supported the box. I mean, I met some of them in real life and they weren't half as weird as I thought they'd be. I definitely felt a lot of embarrassment and shame associated with the box and leaving the box. And for fuck's sake, YouTube, just call it you. a lot of negative feelings associated with YouTube. But look, fucking hell, I've realized Why am I abandoning it altogether? Why am I, I mean, I've left the box. Fine, that's all good and dandy. Kind of needed to, didn't want to do it anymore. Fine. Let's make something else. So, I've decided, instead of a box this time, I'm going to go for more of a Coke snowflake, which is an object which has a set area, but an infinite perimeter. I like the sound of that. Welcome to my snowflake. I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing here, but that's okay. It's very important, in fact, as I've just explained, as is the point of this video. What I do know is that I want to tell stories on this channel in my own way. Might be similar to YouTube Explained in some ways, actually, but as I said, Coke snowflake, not a box. So expect things to be out of the box. Now that I've met the real world and understand that I don't understand anything, of course I want this to become the way I paid the existential council tax. That would be great and amazing, but the primary reason, is just to tell stories. I want to tell stories. I want to do it in my way, and I want to create a community of just cool people who like cool shit, and we can all just take a minute or two to forget about how the world is suffering and we're all gonna die, but that's okay. That's okay. If there's anything I've learned since you last saw me, is that I don't know anything. I already thought that I didn't know anything at the time, but it turns out I really don't know anything at all. And that's cool. That's alright. Because none of us really know anything. I mean, I know some more things now, but at the end of the day, it's like I've reached level 50, and then level 50 unlocks another 1,000 levels. That's what's happened. Yeah. Okay, bye.